Could you imagine the state of New York if
everyone was shitting
everyone shitting in the corner in a box?
Well, I mean, that's why New York was so disgusting. In like, I mean, you were literally like, feces were just everywhere.
Hello. Here we are again. It's Bants with Boo. Hello, Ricky.
Hello, mate.
I'm not going to introduce everyone today because everyone knows who we are now.
I feel like I just seen you because I did. We did a podcast yesterday.
Yeah, we
last
did.
night.
We're getting them out.
We really are knocking them out.
Smashing them out in a healthy, clean way.
We're really knocking them out.
Yep, knocking them out. All these like little innuendos here early in the morning. What time is it there, bud?
It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
5 o'clock, and here it is 11 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, and it is a scorcher today, ladies and gentlemen. Scorcher.
Is it?
It's really hot.
Is it? Is it really hot?
Yeah, we're in the 90s. Let me see what the temperature is outside now. I'll tell you. So this is episode. It's 83. It's going up to 90 in the afternoon. So
holy balls!
91.
That's hot.
I bet Central Park's really hot.
That's so hot. It's so hot. I can't.
Episode 15.
15, man. We've done 15.
15 of them. We've had 15 glasses of wine.
Well, not quite.
Not quite. Today we have someone joining us.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Why are you giggling like a girl?
Because it's funny. Yeah. We got someone very special joining us today.
It took us a while because she's very busy.
Oh yeah, very busy. Too busy for us now. It was like we had to tie her down. We had to give her a contract and everything.
Yeah. She
signed disclaimers.
We had to go through her agent and everything.
Fees, like the room had to be pink and like fluffy and have like this music, this kind of. Hang on a sec. Can you hear Zen sort of sounding music? And
what is it?
Yeah, can you hear that kind of?
I can't.
Oh!
Oh!
It's like a Zen kind of sound.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Miss ASHLEY LOREN.
Yay!
Hello! The way I held in my laughter for that whole intro.
I mean, we're really funny, right?
No, it's amazing. I miss you desperately. Oh my God.
So how the hell are you, Ashley?
I'm good. I'm just, trucking along, doing the shows, and lots of gratitude for that,
So we should all say, obviously, she's been busy. Like for those of you who have been on the moon or somewhere, different, Ashley is now playing the role of Satine in Moulin Rouge on Broadway. Congratulations for that.
Yes, well deserved.
What a ride! What a ride!
With some new cast members. And are you still having a blast? Is everything good?
Yeah, it's great. I think it's the new energy has provided a totally different environment there, and I think we're all just happy to have a job. And when things like things that happen with this country, like the things that happened this week, it's nice to be able to sort of have a little escape for people and to be able to make art and be with be with each other. So I think in these times, in these crazy times, it's I live alone with my cat, so it's super helpful to have somewhere to go to create and do art and be with people you love. So.
Absolutely. I mean, what's the point otherwise? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, what's the point if you can't enjoy what you do and have a laugh? What's the point? Because then they win, right?
Yeah.
And you kind of puts, with this week's stuff and all the news and everything, it kind of puts things in perspective as well, doesn't it? A little bit. It kind of makes you sort of appreciate what you have and what you want to do and need to do in order to just get the best out of life.
100%. And to care for each other and the things that really matter, the human level of things. And
yep.
You have a daughter, you know what I mean? It's like it's
Yeah, she's a pill right now. I'm not gonna lie. She's an absolute pill. she's having a little funky 5 minutes. It's
just you wait. You wait.
Good Lord.
Oh, mate, just you wait.
So exciting. I know you, 2 of them.
Yeah, the one on the way. I know. Oh my God. Anyway, I know time is precious, so I'm gonna push it. So this is episode 15, right, Rex?
That's right. It's number 15.
And today, because we have a special guest, this wonderful special guest who loves this thing that we're going to talk about today, this whole being entity, we are going to discuss Zodiac and astrology and things in the sky and charts and do our best to sort of
hey, I'm just happy to be here. Let's just go along for the ride,
So I'm going to give you a little bit of a blurb, just a little one, just a short one, and then I'm going to basically shut up and just let Ashley talk because she knows way more about it than I do. So, did you know the word zodiac is used in astronomy and astrology to refer to the band of sky over which the sun, the moon, and planets move as seen from Earth? Did you know that?
Yeah.
The zodiac contains a number of constellations, and the sun, or other celestial body, is said to be in constellation when it moves into the portion of the zodiac that includes that constellation. Does that make sense?
Total sense.
Yeah.
So the zodiac can be traced back to ancient civilizations such as the ancient Greeks and Romans, who believed the position of heavenly bodies could be used to predict the future. For them, astronomy and astrology were one and the same, which is definitely not the case anymore. So there are 12 signs, aren't there, Ashley?
There are 12 signs.
And obviously each date correlates to a different sign. And there are 4 categories of signs as well, aren't there?
There are 4 categories of signs.
Would you care to list those for us?
She don't know. She don't know.
There's the 4
She's
elements.
Googling. She's Googling it now.
Hold on, let me Google really quick.
Okay, the 4 elements.
By saying, I love this stuff, but I am an excellent researcher. And so when I don't know things, I look it up.
Well, clearly we got the wrong. I think we got the wrong person on because I thought she was supposed to be an expert. So the 4 elements are?
They're air, fire, water, and earth.
That's right.
So they represent, essentially the type of energy that acts in each of the signs. And astrology sort of gives you a place to focus these energies and sort of use it as, a guide for your life. It's so interesting because I actually just read an article. It wasn't an article. It was like a TikTok with a link. And I saw it the other day and it was.
I read a dissertation.
Call it what it is, mate.
Yeah. And it was talking about, which is something I didn't really know. Obviously, astrology has changed so much since the beginning of time. When you started listing those facts, I actually realized I didn't know when the first astrologers board was discovered. And I Googled it when you were saying that fact. And it said astrology originated in Babylon far back in antiquity, with the Babylonians developing their own form of horoscopes around 2,400 years ago.
Wow.
And then 2,100 years ago, so 2,100 years ago, astrology spread to the Eastern Mediterranean, becoming popular in Egypt, which at the time was under the control of the dynasty of Greek kings. I also, what popped up here, which I think is, I didn't really, there's so many links to science and astrology over the years. And I think more as modern society has happened, they've separated everything as they do. But they are all still so linked. And I didn't realize that even the talk of the star signs is also in the Bible, apparently, according to this.
Oh, yeah.
It's fascinating to me.
I love it all.
The Bible.
I love it
all. The Bible, that old...
the Bible, apparently in Luke 21:25, it says, there shall be signs in the sun, moon, and stars. And that's fascinating to me because, people, there's been many times and even still, certainly to this day, there are people who believe, that, if you believe in spirituality and the connectedness of the moon and the sun and the earth and the stars and what that means for your life, that you're like a witch, So to think that it's actually in the Bible too is fascinating.
Dude, it's fascinating because I was looking.
Was you reading
at
a TikTok?
Was it TikTok?
It wasn't a TikTok. It wasn't a TikTok. It was a YouTube video. But they found references to the constellations, specifically the constellation of Scorpio, in one of the oldest places on Earth, which is Göbekli Tepe, which is in Turkey, and it's about 30,000. Actually, probably I don't know. It's it's like the oldest place on Earth. It's older than Stonehenge. It's older than like everywhere. And they found like carvings of constellations, and one of them was Scorpio. It's like old. Like people have been looking at the stars like from the beginning of time.
Yeah, from the I mean, to be fair, what would you be looking at?
I know, right?
But yeah, I'm Googling it already. Scorpio. Well, speaking of Scorpio, Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces are water signs.
Good job.
Emotional signs of the zodiac. They're super intuitive, pretty mysterious, kind of, reminiscent of the ocean. When we think of the depths of the ocean and the things that are unknown in there, the things that, we don't know. Very introspective, sort of love to have deep, profound conversations, are not afraid of intimacy or getting, vulnerable, things like that. In the grand scheme of things, of course, you can be you have your rising sign, your sun, and your moon sign. So no one is.
We'll get to that. Let's not get too. Let's just.
Oh my gosh!
We'll get to that.
I know. I was going to say, like, what
otherwise
are we all?
Otherwise, we're going to like get people are going to get bombarded. So you start with the water. So I was going to say to you, like, let's list the ones and give a little brief description of like the elements of those signs, and then we can basically probably. Let's talk about our own, because I mean we can't go through every single star sign here. Like we'll talk about our own, and then we'll get into like rising that. But so like you'd started with water, so that's Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, right?
Scorpio.
Yeah, and that was the list. And now what are the fire signs?
So fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Passionate.
There's only three. There's only three fire signs.
There's 12 in total, and there's 3 per element. So there's 3 fire, 3 water, 3 earth, and 3 air.
Interesting.
So sorry, Ashley, please continue.
Oh, great.
I'm sorry. So
fire signs are, it's pretty on brand with what they are. So like passionate, super kind of temperamental sometimes. They're quick to anger, but they also forgive really easily. They're super, super adventurous, strong-willed. They like to, spark inspiration in people, usually intelligent, like self-aware, creative, ready to act.
Okay.
Then there's earth signs and that's Taurus, it's you, Virgo, and Capricorn. Jeez.
Yeah, that's right.
Correct.
They are, super grounded and bring us down to earth, essentially, is what they do. They can tend to be kind of realistic and conservative in certain parts, but they can also be very emotional. I think water signs are clearly water, always emotional, the depths of emotion, but I think earth signs are also very emotional. And if you combine an earth and a water sign together, it is almost just as emotional in different ways. Earth, so it's tangible. So it's the material reality and the things that you value are tangible, and you're practical and loyal, and you stick through things with people. You're just a loyal, great friend, grounded.
Very good.
Air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Aquarius always gets me because I always want to say that Aquarius is a water sign, but
I actually wrote that down earlier on, and I had it in the water sign category, and I got it wrong. And I was like, no,
so tricky.
It's actually Cancer, the crab. The crab, the scorpion, and the fish. The fish. So just for those of you who don't know what the Aquarius is the water bearer. Just thought I'd throw that out.
You're right, man. You would have lost if that was a question on Who Wants to Be a Billionaire.
I don't know much about Aquarius because I find that I look things up based on the people that are in my life.
And no one knows an Aquarius. Let's be honest. Aquarius.
I know an Aquarius. My brother-in-law's an Aquarius, and he's awesome. I love him.
They're wishy-washy, aren't they?
No, he's really good. He's so cool.
February. Yeah.
What's the date? What's the dates of Aquarius? What is it?
January. I just looked it up because I certainly don't have that memorized. January 20th through February 18th.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. That's not a good time of year to be born either, is it really?
It depends what hemisphere you're in.
That's true.
All right, mate.
Hey, come on now.
Interesting.
It's all
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess that works, doesn't it? If you're in
because I'm a Gemini, but I was born in a summer month. No, in a winter month.
But then here it's
in the southern hemisphere. But in the northern, it's summer.
Right. You were born in June.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Ashley, continue.
Okay. So air signs are super social. They love to communicate. Pretty on the flip side of things, they can be a little bit superficial, but the perk to the air signs is that they're so malleable and they get along with so many different people. Sometimes
bit flaky though, aren't they? Really?
I'm not flaky. I'm not flaky.
They can get bored pretty easily, so they like to keep it interesting.
A little bit flaky.
But like you're thinkers, right? You're super friendly, intellectual, like analytical. You love philosophical discussions, like social gatherings, like books. You love creativity.
Accurate.
Like, all of those things.
A little bit simple.
But
all of the above.
The thing about, Gemini specifically is because it's the twins, right? So you get a bad rap sometimes because you just can't be trusted. So malleable that depending on where you're at or who you're with, you just adapt. You're so adaptable, that it's like, what, Ricky?
Yeah, I think it's like people give Geminis a bad rap because they always say that Geminis are two-faced, but it's not that. I think it's we just have people that have a real duality. So I like to be really quiet and introvert, and I don't like to spend time around people sometimes, and I love my own company. I love being alone, but then I'm like, I crave being like the social aspect of it. I love being around people and I love sharing things with people. So I think like it can go like from one extreme to the other very quickly for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think
it's a great alibi, isn't it, to have a Gemini, to be a Gemini. You know what I mean? It is. It's like it wasn't me. It was my alter ego. It wasn't me today.
We're not mental.
God.
Yeah, split personality.
We're not mental.
Geminis are a little bit off the. You're a little bit.
But Ricky, it's interesting because we're not defined just by our sun sign.
Yeah.
And actually, we have this modern astrology that we have now, and then traditional astrology, which was the first kind of astrology that I'm trying to understand more of, because I think in our modern astrology, it's become more about like the psychological evaluation of a human.
Right.
Whereas in traditional astrology, it was more so like the things that they don't like. So it's like, what's going to happen to me this year? Like it's more like predictions and oracle stuff was more so what they would read from the stars in the beginning of all of this.
Yeah, because they tried to read the future, didn't they? They said they could tell the future from stuff like that.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I think we've seen, especially in the pandemic and stuff, like that some of these things that were predicted so long ago that they say they read in the stars are like kind of coming to pass. And
really? Like what?
Like, a certain way. Isn't it wild?
Really? What one? Like COVID? Like for real?
Okay. Like Moulin Rouge, the musical?
The musical! Moulin Rouge!
Moulin Rouge.
Well, I
suppose that's why, they say
there was a windmill in the
stars.
sky and someone's like,
and they said, come what may.
Okay, you guys are being dicks. No, but seriously, did they predict like COVID like in the stars? Was that a thing?
Well, I mean, I think it's all relative. But I mean, wasn't there there was something in some book that a woman wrote that there was going to be an illness that came and it was going to be devastating and then it was going to go away and come back and then disappear for forever. I remember I posted that a long time ago, but I posted so many things I forget.
You did post that, but was that specifically about the star signs and stuff, or was that just her being heebie-jeebies?
Yeah, probably both. But I feel like most of the things that give you the heebie-jeebies are like relative to the stars.
Yeah. Well, there's that thing, isn't there? Like, don't you feel like people always say that, like the moon's funny tonight, or there's that weight and like when you feel that kind of.
The thing is, it's got.
That's the thing.
Okay, so what has gotten me? I'm a Cancer, and it's the sign that's ruled most by the moon. I'm a Cancer sun and a Cancer moon sign. So both what I like who
you're Cancer. We'll get to that, but you're Cancer is what you're saying.
I'm Cancer. I'm double Cancer.
We'll get to rising signs in a bit. So carry on.
So your sun sign. And this is the other thing. In traditional astrology, your rising sign was usually what you defined yourself by. because your rising sign is kind of what like you project to the world, is kind of like who you are when you step into a building, when you meet new people, when you're going into a circle and introducing yourself. Like that's who they, you know, that was what was known as like who you were then. And now again, because we're in this more of like a psychological evaluation of self kind of a world, the sun sign and the moon sign, most predominantly the sun is how you're like, I'm a Cancer. You're talking about your sun sign, which is like, I don't want to say ego, but I guess it is kind of like your ego. It's actually just like who you are. And it's interesting to me because I relate so much more to the moon, which is like your moon sign is your emotional nature, or, you know, like who you are on the inside. But that's like a classic Cancer thing for me to be like, who I am is who I am on the inside. But so like to me, I mean, the moon is the closest celestial body to us. The sun is obviously the center of the solar system. So to me, the sun feels like a much more masculine thing and the moon is a much more feminine thing. So it's no surprise to me that when we define astrology and we talk about our signs, that we talk about our sun sign first, just because it's the most masculine one and it's the most, and it's also, you know, the center of the solar system.
So seeing as you touched on that, just go back on that. And so explain again to everybody what the rising sign is. So like, just so everyone's clear on what that is. So
yeah, so your rising sign is kind of is a representation of like your social personality, like who you are. So the rising sign is the beginning of your birth chart. It's like your ascendant. It's like the beginning of it. And the rising sign, I think, lasts for longer periods of time than your actual sun and moon sign. I have to look at that. But
okay.
But
it's also known as the ascendant, isn't it? The ascendant.
Yeah,
sign,
the ascendant is your rising. So it's your personality, how you come off. It's your instinctual, like immediate behavior. It's the energy that you put into the world is your rising sign. Whereas
and yours is Cancer. So you're a Cancer who has a rising.
I'm a Cancer sun, a Cancer moon, and I'm an Aries rising.
Oh, you're Aries rising.
I'm so confused.
Which is the only thing that really like keeps me from, you know, like looking out my window and being and crying most of the day. So I'm glad I have that. A little balance.
What?
A little balance. But I'm much more.
Ricky, ask a question. Go on, ask a question, Ricky. Go.
Yeah.
I was just like curious as to what I was.
I looked it up before we got on this call. So you're a Gemini sun.
Right.
You're a Virgo moon.
Right.
And a Capricorn rising. You're an air sign, and Gemini is a mutable sign. So there's also 3 different types of qualifications for the signs. Right. On top of your elements, there's the elemental, which we talked about, water, fire, earth, air. And then there's the 3 other TAM spaces.
It's cool, because I'm just wondering, I'm like, people listening to this going like, what the
Some
fuck?
Gemini, Virgo, and Capricorn.
And then there's 3 other distinctions for the signs, which is cardinal, mutable, and fixed.
So what does that mean?
So the cardinal signs are
what does it mean? I'm so confused.
Who am I?
So like the cardinal signs are the signs that start each season, right? So like Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. And don't worry, I don't have all this memorized. I wrote it down.
Right.
Because I don't know. I'm not an oracle.
Yes.
So Aries marks the beginning of spring. Cancer marks the beginning of summer. Libra marks the beginning of autumn, and Capricorn is the beginning of winter. They're like the doers. They start the things. It's kind of like, you know, the cardinal signs start the seasons, and that parlays into like, you're really great at like having an idea and starting things. Someday it's a little more difficult to finish them sometimes.
It's funny that like I've got a Capricorn. What is it? Capricorn what?
Rising.
Capricorn rising.
That's what you
So talk about
my wife's a Capricorn.
And that's the thing, like.
And Robin Herder was a Capricorn.
You usually
and they had the same birthday.
To the people that whether you are fire signs, earth signs, or air or water, or you balance each other out. You're fire and water, you're earth and water, you're air. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or Tam, you said Chem is a Cancer, right? You don't have any Cancer.
She's Cancer, but like
we're very alike.
Sure.
Cancer. I wonder what's her rising sign.
No, Cancer, I think. It's her rising.
Well, like Cancer.
I don't know what her moon is. I'm not sure what her moon. I don't know. Her sun sign is Cancer, and then her rising sign is Cancer. So I don't know about the moon. Can you just quickly explain like how the sun and the moon differentiate? So we can make it like a bit more like for the idiots among us. So like obviously,
so the sun sign is who you are. Think of the sun as the center of the solar system. It is what the driving force of everything in the universe is.
And that would reflect basically along the 12 signs of the zodiac. So if you are born in a specific month and you fall into, so for example, with the Ricky now, Ricky is a Gemini, so he's born in June, which falls between May and June, doesn't it, Gemini? It's between May 20th and then till the June 18th, isn't it? Something like that?
May 21st to June 20th. Well done.
There you go. So, and Ricky is a Gemini. So like then that's his primary sign. And then how would he then get to his moon? How did you work that out? How do you work that out?
So, I mean, I'm not gifted that you can just give me your birth date and then I can do the math and figure that out. I looked it up. So like if you were to go online and just look up birth charts, there's also many other things in your birth chart. So for those interested in at least the sun, the moon, and rising, also know you have certain things in your Mercury, your Venus, your Mars, your Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. Like you have all the planets. And you have certain signs that fall into certain planets. And I'm learning a lot about like, I don't know enough to speak about it, but there's also like your North Node and what that means and like the lessons you're supposed to learn in this lifetime. And it's really interesting. And also like, you know, your Venus is usually how you express yourself in love. Like it's interesting, Tam, because your Venus is Gemini.
What?
And my Venus is also Gemini. Let me look at your.
Hi guys. Hi.
Ricky.
Hi.
And Ricky, your Venus is Taurus.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Does that mean I'm stubborn?
Which is super cool, mate.
Does that mean I'm
It
stubborn?
means you're super cool. I mean,
I'm not stubborn.
So what was Ricky's rising again? Go back to his rising in a second.
Capricorn.
Okay. Did we discuss what Capricorns are like? We did, didn't we?
Yeah, like earth, down to earth kind of vibe. Hey guys, I know this is totally, I mean, it's not off the subject, but I'm just reading here that apparently there was a 13th star sign added to the Zodiac. Did you hear about this?
I heard about that. I did hear about that. Where did you read that?
Because of a precession of the equinoxes or something. It's moved. Like the Earth has moved off its course. Ophiuchus, yeah. And it's from November 29th to December 17th. So it's in between Scorpio and Sagittarius.
Well, because I definitely have
and
apparently a bunch of things about like be careful which one you think you are, because it's morphed based on time, and sometimes people who thought they were Cancers their whole life are really like Geminis or Leos.
Because this one says, according to the Babylonians, there were 13 constellations, but they picked one to leave out.
See? Why do we think that?
I don't know.
Well, I don't think anyone wants to be the serpent bearer, do they, really? Which is basically what this is.
Well, I don't know, but I think snakes are a beautiful symbol of rebirth and regeneration.
Well, that's why there's a serpent on like all medical things.
Yeah, because healing, because you shed your skin and start anew. It's like a symbol of new beginnings. It's kind of similar to, it has a similar like thing to the moon to me, honestly.
Right.
That's why snakes and serpents have always been symbols that have been taken by, you know,
I mean,
modern times to be turned into something evil, when really it gives you the choice. It's more about like, I mean, the Aboriginals had the rainbow serpent, and that was like their whole, like their origin, Genesis story. Yeah. It's the rainbow serpent. And it's kind of interesting that, you know, even the story of Adam and Eve. And even the story, like most stories of choice and life and new beginning, there's like a snake in there somewhere, the serpent in there.
That's very interesting.
Serpent wasn't to be trusted in Adam and Eve, right? He gave
according to what book?
Who wrote that story?
Yeah, who wrote that story?
Well, he gave him a bum. He gave her a bum steer. Just what I'm saying.
Next. Who wrote that? Next.
He gave her a bum.
Who wrote that story? Next.
Okay, let's go back. So Ricky is, we've done Rick. So like now let's go to. So I'm a Taurus. as we know.
Yeah.
And then what's mine? Best star sign, mate. Best star sign.
Taurus sun. No, my best friend Adrian's a Taurus.
See? Taurus, best friends.
Taurus.
Oh my God.
Taurus. You're a Taurus sun and an Aquarius moon.
Aquarius moon. That's the airy fairy thing, isn't it?
So it's air. God. Yeah, but hold on, let's see here. Moon and Aquarius people are super observant. Students of human nature. They love to analyze why people do what they do. Right. Sometimes can feel... It's so funny because weren't we just saying we don't know many people who are Aquariuses? We did.
I know Aquariuses. Yeah. I know one Aquarius.
It often stems from a detached, even shy personality in youth. I don't know. Were you shy in your youth?
Yeah, I was kind of shy a little bit. It took me a second to get I'd warm up.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of willful. Interesting.
Yeah, willful, emotional. But the qualities of an air sign, you're mutable, which is also I think a lot of people in the arts, we span the gamut of these things, but I think with some air in your chart is good in order to navigate people. You know what I mean? Because you can get into situations and you're like, I know how to deal with this. You're a people person. You have great people skills because of these things.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Because when I looked it up, I found when I did my rising sign, it said to me that I was a Leo, but you're saying different, right?
Oh, I'm talking about your moon. Your moon is Aquarius.
And my rising
is Leo. So the moon is what you are on the inside. You know what I mean? So that's why you're on the inside. You're a little...
vulnerable.
Yeah. Yeah. And
very fairy.
The inside of you is kind of mutable, you know?
Interesting. It's kind of funny that. And then the Leo is kind of like the...
Leo is
what you present, so to speak. Right.
Yeah. Which I would agree with you as when you,
I'd say
definitely present yourself as a Leo.
Yeah. You look like a lion.
Yeah.
Like, rawr.
It's funny because I've always associated with the lion. You know, when you kind of you like an animal and you really like you sort of feel like you associate with it. But I've always felt I always felt like I was a fake lion, so to speak, because I always felt like I loved the look of it and I felt like the bravado of it.
He's like a cowardly lion.
But you know what I mean?
Come on.
But that makes sense.
Put him up.
The inside of it, the actual confident part of it, and the actual thing where you actually feel like you could actually...
But that makes sense because it's your rising sign. So it's what you project to people. But on the inside, you might not feel those things. But when you walk into a room, you present Leo. You cannot help but be noticed. You radiate a strong... energy and magnetism. A lot of successful, actors and powerful performers are Leos. When I think Leo, I think Jennifer Lopez. She's
a Leo. She's Leo. Interesting.
It's you're very aware of yourself, of how you come across, of other people, how they come across.
I could see you as J-Lo.
You feel at home on stage.
I can do what J-Lo does.
You could definitely do what J-Lo...
can you... Dookie.
You could definitely do what J-Lo does.
Just on a side note, we can all do this. So give me some let's have a quick Google and see who's famous persons of yourself are. So you're Gemini. Would we go with our original star sign?
Our sun sign is probably the...
Okay, so Ricky, just quickly on your phone, just quickly, so who's famous Geminis? I'll do famous...
I just put my birthday. I don't have many people.
Yeah,
famous birthdays.
Yeah, no, you have to.
Or famous Geminis? All right.
Yeah, let's see. Let's Google.
Adele's a Taurus. What about that? George Clooney? The Rock Johnson? Come on.
Oh, hold on a second. Here we go. Ready?
Channing Tatum? Jessica Alba? Janet Jackson? Oh, mate, I'm laughing.
There's a lot.
Hey, Queen Elizabeth II, guys, and David Beckham. I'm good.
My God. I've got Johnny Depp. Angelina Jolie.
Oh, nice.
Kanye West.
Oh dear, it was going so well.
Tupac. That's a good one. Tupac and Biggie and Notorious B.I.G. They were both Geminis.
I've got Chris Pratt, Meryl Streep, Ariana Grande, Khloe Kardashian, Solange Knowles. There's a lot of Cancers. Lana Del Rey, Selena Blair.
Oh my God, I love this one.
Cyndi Lauper.
Guys.
Happy Bates.
Go on, Rick. Ricky's got
Prince.
someone. You got Prince.
got
That's
Prince.
pretty cool.
Oh, work.
Yeah,
I
but you
Prince.
haven't got Queen Elizabeth II, though, have
No,
you?
but I got Prince, Tupac, and Notorious B.I.G. Come on.
Wait, I want to know. Let's see. Oh,
And Alanis Morissette.
Hey, guess who else I've got?
who?
William Shakespeare.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah,
And
that's-
Audrey
that's
Hepburn.
it. That's
You know
cool.
what I mean?
Let me look up famous cancers. Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar.
Guys,
Oh, you're all right.
guys,
Jesus.
I win. I win. I win.
Oh,
I win,
boy.
guys. Listen, I got the
Don't say
Olsen
Jesus
twins.
or something like
I got the Olsen twins.
Yeah, also, you can say Jesus.
I have Ernest Hemingway.
Oh, nice.
That's good.
It's very good.
Diana, Princess of Wales.
Oh,
That makes sense.
Good old die.
yeah, but I win
Makes
here.
sense.
I win here. JFK. JFK
well.
was Gemini.
Nelson
Wait.
Mandela.
But
That's a nice one.
wait.
Go on. Give me the worst one. Yeah, let's have the worst ones. Go on.
Donald Trump.
Oh,
No.
it was going so well.
I know.
Oh,
And then he just fucked it for everyone. He fucked it for every Gemini in the world.
In the world.
Oh my
Ever.
God.
I want to know what his sun, moon, and rising.
Well,
sign
his
are.
birthday is, can you work it out? June 14th, 1946. I love the
Here,
clips.
I mean, I could probably, here it is, astrology birth chart for Donald Trump. He was born at,
Does it give the time?
Does it have Psycho in it?
10:54
Does it have Does it-
a.m.
Does it have balding psycho in there?
So he's he's a Gemini sun, a Sagittarius moon, and a Leo rising.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, what a surprise.
What a
Let's
surprise.
see.
What a prick.
Wow.
I need to find someone who can read, because as I look this stuff up, you can actually
I need to find someone who
when
can
you look
read.
at your chart. Do you guys have the CoStar astrology app?
No.
No.
Sorry.
Should we have that?
Yeah, I love
Jesus,
it.
Ricky, why don't we have that? We need a Bants
I don't
with
know what it
astrology app.
is.
It's
I'm still looking.
CoStar.
I'm still looking
I
at
love it,
people
and
who-
you can add your friends and stuff, and
What's it called?
learn about them.
What's it called?
CoStar.
Co-star. Oh my God, we're so going to do this. It's hilarious.
Yeah, and it's so you can see your chart. So obviously the chart, is a list of things like this, right? And it's like we can another time we'll get into the houses and what that means, the houses, the planets, and all the things. But the circle, like this is what just popped up when you view your astrological chart in a circle.
Uh-huh.
It's fascinating to me because the way in which it's placed in a circle creates shapes that people read. And when I was just looking up this Donald Trump, his thing came up and someone was talking about the shape of his stars and the alignment and what that means. But I can't even pretend that I know what that is. But like next time.
Did it look like a pile of shit?
It's very heavily one-sided.
Was it orange?
Yes, it's orange and one-sided.
Oh my
So
God.
it's
That's
pretty-
hilarious.
Was it orange? Am I orange? Was it orange?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh!
Okay, so we're going to move it on. Let's move it on. What else?
Okay.
So what else do we need to talk about? Like, what have we missed out on? Like this whole. I mean, there's so much we missed out.
I
but,
mean, there's so much. But I think for me, my journey is like I know much less about star signs and things than I do when I'm learning about just the moon itself and just the correlation between life and the journey of life and the correlation of the cycles of the moon and how everything in life isn't linear. Like healing isn't linear. Life goals, like everything is cyclical. And that's been a huge part of just the reason I sort of dove into the stars at a certain point. I was raised in an Italian Catholic home.
Mhm.
And we didn't really talk much about this kind of stuff. And I don't think they're mutually exclusive at all. I think it's all connected. And it's been really interesting to me to read about, the history of our world and how it all started, with the stars and the woman and the moon, how of course it did.
Of course it did.
And how the cycles of the moon even correlate to like a woman's cycle. The waves in the ocean are affected by the moon,
Of
so
course
it's
they
like
are,
animals
because
are affected by the moon. It creates, we are all water. Like we are how much percent water?
Exactly, 70%.
70%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the moon does actually affect us in more ways than we would like to even admit. And so you know, I think the moon is what really got me into this. Obviously, I'm ruled by the moon, being a double sun and moon Cancer. I also have Cancer in other places in my chart, so I'm overflowing with Cancer. So I was automatically drawn to the moon. So like, I mean, we have our new moon in Cancer on Tuesday. I don't know when is this airing, but on June 28th, we have our new moon in Cancer, which is the most positive moon. It's the moon of the summer, you know, it's Cancer's the mom of the Zodiac. So it's a great time to sort of, new moons are always a really great time to get introspective and think about new beginnings. And full moons are great for letting go and manifesting and things like that.
Full moons are weird, aren't they? Don't you think full moons are weird?
Full moons are so, well, I had, my father-in-law was a cop, and he's
a what?
He was a police officer in England, and obviously he was, you know, in touch with the hospitals and stuff, and for his work and stuff. And he used to say that like full moons were horrible at the hospitals because people used to come in like just bleeding, like it used to it used to peak like on a full moon. I mean, I suppose that's where the term lunatic comes from as well, right?
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, Luna, yeah.
Right? It's like people, it affects you because of the gravity.
Yeah, 100%. Right?
It works the tides and your water, so why wouldn't it affect you in some way?
Yeah, and I think, you know, that's so funny because human tidal waves is a term that's like caused by the gravitational pull of the moon inside you. It's there like you also have human tidal waves. Like,
that's what Ricky.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Yeah. Science.
Yeah. And that's it's but I also don't think that the moon, like, you know, increases these things like directly. I think that we all have our work to do and our inner knowledge of ourselves. And I think the moon and the water and the way things that flow inside of you, it's kind of like it's up to you to get introspective in those times. And sometimes people can't do that, you know, like, I don't know. I mean, also like, you know, psychologically and what it does for people who, you know, that their instinct is to commit a crime or, you know, things like that. I think it's not directly, we can't blame the moon, but like in ways it's definitely related. And I think, you know, moon energy is all about looking inward. And I think the pandemic also forced us to kind of look inward, and that's when we grow. Right. So it's interesting to think that some people, you know, it's difficult. It's really difficult. It's work to do that. So
that was 2 years of a giant moon, wasn't it? Two giant full moon years.
It was a big ass moon.
It was a big ass dark moon.
What about
full moon?
What about werewolves?
What about werewolves?
I reckon that's where
on the full moon.
That's where it comes from. The myth comes from that. I reckon some people went crazy on a full moon.
Well, animals do act crazy and go do some weird shit when it's full moons, don't they? So I know that the werewolf. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, do cats behave differently?
Oh my God, my cat is insane during the any change in the moon. Like
they're in crack.
Full moons and new moons are like, what are you doing? Like, come on, let's calm down. Just running all around or like crying, looking out the window. He's very intense.
Pensive, like
he's very, very
like intense. In his own movie, like in his own like music video, like looking out the window.
He's also the kind of cat though, like when I light my like sage or Palo Santo, he'll like come right up and just like sit next to me and watch it. Like he's very spiritual. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing right now? What spells are we casting? What's going
He's
on?
like your familiar. He's like your familiar. Like
I love that. He's like that Gobelina, the witch's cat.
Yeah, like a familiar.
Yeah. That's very good. That's very good. Do you remember back, so a side note, Rick, but do you remember back like in the day, like in newspaper, I don't know if they have them, I'm guessing they do. You know, you every now and again, you pick up a paper and it have like an astrology sort of section and stuff.
Yeah, I used to live for those.
Do you remember, did you ever like pick up the newspaper where your dad, mum and dad's and then just go to your little star and let read today, your little blurb about what would happen today and like someone had written out. That shit used to make me laugh. I used to love that.
I loved it. Yeah.
I loved it, but it was always so vague.
But it was always positive. It was never bad news though, was it? Never any bad news.
Give me specifics, mate. Should I get on the bus this morning or not? Should I go to school? Should I do my homework or not?
It was never bad.
No, never bad. Never bad. I mean, that's like, you know, even if you're if you're reading cards for someone or whatever, it's like, you know, you want to, because here's the thing. You could read that, and then all of a sudden, just because you read that, your course of your day has already changed, so it's not applicable anymore because you've known something or you've made a different choice that day. So therefore, your path is different.
That's true.
You know, it's like when you're reading someone's cards, I could read your cards, you know, like today, and then you can make a decision later on today, even about what you ate for dinner, and it could change the course of things. You know what I mean?
We should
so
do
it's
another
really
episode
about like active choices, and these things are all cyclical and malleable. They are not like set in stone.
Maybe we'll do a part 2, and then you can read.
We should do a part 2, and you can read someone's cards.
Yeah, we'll do a part 2 at some point, and then we'll we'll do.
I'm still learning all these things. I'm no expert, but I am fully dedicated to learning all I can.
Or we could do like a seance, but like over Zoom. Has that ever been done?
On the new moon, on the full moon, we'll do like a ritual.
Oh no, come on, no. As long as it's not Ouija boards or anything like that.
No.
That would be cool.
I mean,
no, it would not be cool.
I don't do that stuff, but I will sit down on a full moon or a new moon, and I will write out like my gratitude list, things I'm grateful for, things I would like to let go of, things that I would like to bring into my life, and I'll like cleanse the space, and I'll also use it as a good time to like deep clean my apartment. Sometimes I'll purge and sort through things and make some donations. It's just like a good time to be like, new start.
Yeah.
New beginning.
I'll change.
Yeah, I'll change.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was a lot of facts and knowledge for you.
My brain's about to explode.
I know.
I love it.
I feel like back at school, it's just like, Jesus, that's a lot of information.
I love geeking.
So we are going to have to come back and have a part 2. So like, because there was a lot to get through. But like, we
should have a part 2 in France with wine under a full moon.
That'd be fun. That would be.
I mean, guys, this is great.
Definitely the way to go. So
definitely the way.
We have because we have a special guest on, and she's so delightful, and we love her. She's going to play a little game with us, aren't you? You prepared something for us.
So nervous.
So we are going to play 2 truths and a lie.
2 truths and a lie.
All right, Ashley.
All right.
Sam, you're such a dick.
Do
So I just have to say 2 truths and a lie. Just one of them is a lie, and 2 of them are okay.
Truth.
I've actually never played this game.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's the first 2.
Well, now it's the first time. All right. 2 truths and a lie.
You're not making this up on the spot right now, are you? You have prepared this.
Of course she is. She's making it on the fly.
I have a list of things it's too much on this paper in front of me, so I'm just gonna pull it out of there.
Okay. Bearing in mind, you got to try and trick us. This is the whole point of the game.
Oh, okay. I don't know how to French braid. I graduated early from school, Berklee College of Music, and I went to farm camp run by nuns.
Okay. French braid. I'm trying to think. Have I ever seen you in a French braid? I don't know. Graduated early from college and went to a farm by nuns. What? Is that it?
Yeah, farm camp run by nuns.
You went to a farm camp. You already said that you went to Catholic school, so that's kind of like truth. Or you were raised Catholic Italian, so okay.
That could be farm camp.
That could be farm camp.
That's code for farm camp, isn't it? I think.
Yeah. Let's say that's true. Let's say that's true.
I'm with you there. I'm with you. Let's say that's true.
And Berklee, you've left early.
Because she did go to Berklee, didn't she? I know she did. She did.
Yeah, but you left early.
Oh yeah, that's the kicker.
That is the kicker. And you don't know how to French braid.
I mean, that's so specific, isn't it?
Yeah. I'd say that's the lie. No.
You think French braid.
Yeah. I think that's the lie.
We have to be in agreement here.
What do you think?
I think I'm with you, actually. I think French braid is so specific. But then that could be a really, really good, really good one. She could be.
And it's so simple.
But yeah, she would know because she's so skilled. Do you know what I mean? She's so handsy and you know what I mean? Like she's creative and artsy and everything. So how the fuck would she not know how to French braid?
All right, let's say that she graduated. Well, no, because she graduated early or left early.
Well, that's basically saying like she
does that mean you graduated early?
Because she was so advanced.
Or you left early. You didn't graduate.
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
No, we can't do that.
Yeah, I don't think we're
So you graduated early? Is that what you said?
That's what was the sentence you said?
That's what I said. I graduated early from Berkeley College.
So that means you left with a degree?
Yeah.
It's early.
Okay, so you finished
super
it.
Smart.
Yeah.
Super smart.
Okay, so you're super smart from Berkeley College. Interesting.
Fuck it, dude. We got to go with the nuns, haven't we? We've got to go with those crazy nuns.
No. Graduated early. I think she'd want people to know that she graduated early because she'd be like, I want people to know that I'm smart.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that's true.
But then tell people she can't French braid. That doesn't really help her out.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. So I think that's the lie. The French braid's the lie, right?
Oh, I don't know, dude. I just don't believe there's no way.
You
go in her dressing room and you see all that stuff in her dressing room. There's no way she doesn't know how to French braid.
All right, then let's go the nuns then.
Those fucking crazy nuns. It's got to be that.
Yeah, fucking nuns.
Farm school with nuns. Who's heard of that?
That's the lie.
That's the lie then.
Yeah, we think farm school.
Final answer?
Yeah, final answer.
That is so true.
God.
I fucking told you, Tam. Listen to me,
farm camp with nuns. Guess what? I also don't know how to French braid.
What?
I was right. You dick. See, I could read you like a book.
I did not graduate Berklee College of Music. What? I deferred it and never went.
So that's the lie?
The lie is Berkeley. Yeah, the lie is school.
Damn.
I know, because we've talked about Berkeley before. That's why I was like, I'm gonna get him.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
Berkeley was.
You tricked us. That's like a double trick. So Hannah, you can French braid or you can't?
I can't. I don't know how to do it.
So that's
the truth, then, isn't it?
It's the truth. Yeah, the truth is farm camp with nuns.
God damn it! I see we approached that wrong. Sorry, Ricky. That's my bad.
Yeah, you fucked it.
No, but you guys like had it in the beginning. I think you were almost there.
Yeah, see?
I love it. That was a good one. I was good at that game, huh?
You were good.
You can do it. Well, maybe we'll
game, huh?
Maybe we'll do it too when you come back. When we do part 2, you can.
Wait, I want to know your guys's. Do you guys do it too, or it's just me?
No,
just you.
Okay.
Just the guests. Just the special people.
Yeah.
Next time.
Yeah.
So as we're starting to wind down, we've got a couple more things. So Ricky, you going to give us a Rex this week? Ricky's Rex,
here's,
baby.
Ricky's Rex. All right, so here's a Ricky's Rex I was thinking about because I used my other Ricky's Rex yesterday in the podcast video, so I had to think up of a new one. So if you're at an event or at a party, right, and you meet new people, or sometimes you see people that you've met before, and you're like, oh, hey, how's it going? Hey, I haven't seen you in such a long time, and you can't remember their name, right? We've all been in this situation. You cannot remember their name, right?
Every time.
And
I'm the worst with names.
And they know you well, right? So they know you. They're like, Ricky, hi. I'm like, hey, how's it going? Good. Yeah, If you can't remember their name, you need to find someone that you do know, right? And get them to introduce themselves to this person, right? So if there's like, say there's this person, right? And I'm like, oh, hi, have you met Tam? This is Tam. He's an actor, blah, 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 blah. And you'll go, hi, I'm Tam. And they'll go, hi, I'm Frederick.
But sometimes they don't. And then it's up to the person that you ask to be like, and what's your name? So it's like a 2-part.
Yeah. So then... Yeah, but then the onus is at least you've got like a bit of help.
Yeah, that's really smart.
What happens if there's no one else around? It's just you. What do?
You call them.
Dude, I've been in that situation so many times.
Me too.
Many times.
Yeah, I know. It's horrible.
Do you know what I've done before? This is another little trick. What? From that, I say, "Oh my God, how are you?" Do you know? I don't think have I got your number, and I give them my phone and I make them put it in.
Oh,
that's a fucking good one, Tam. What happens if you don't have a phone though?
And what happens if they don't put their name in?
What is it? Get pen and paper. Have I got your number? Oh, write on pen and paper. They just write the number. You're still screwed. I don't know.
Actually, why not? Do you have my number? Take my number. Just text me your name so I know it's you.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Text me your name because I don't know who you are.
Just text me your name so I can put it into my phone.
What if you just
text me your name and your star sign because I want to do some Googling.
Text me your name and your birth date and your time and your birthplace. Yeah.
Or you just go, hey, how's it going? Yeah. Listen, I can't remember your name for the life of me. What is it?
You know,
Could you
your
imagine?
face looks so familiar.
No,
I just can't remember your name.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh no. Yeah.
It's such a cringy situation though, isn't it?
It's so cringe.
Awkward. I've stopped saying nice to meet you. Because
Why?
there's been times when people will be like, oh, we've met before.
Oh, right.
And so I say, hi. Great to see you. Good to see you. Hi. Yes.
How's it going?
I usually just shrug it off.
How are you?
I'm
Yes,
just like,
yes.
well, we've met before. I'm like, yeah, my memory is so shit. I usually say that.
Like, oh, yeah, of course.
I'm like, yeah, I'm crap. I forgot.
No, there's no way
say
getting out of that. No, there's no way getting out of that. That's just orcs, isn't it? That's proper orcs.
So
That's
awful.
embarrassing. That's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. Especially, if someone knows you and you don't know who they are, there's no saving that. There is.
And the worst thing is if like they're really familiar with you. You know what I mean? Like, hey, and they know things about you. Like, hey, how's Cam and Murph? You know what I mean?
But this is also the trick of a social media culture because someone who you've never met can know all that stuff about you.
That's true. That's true.
That's where it goes to like a bit of a cringe, sort of like a bit of a weirdo sort of.
But it's like someone can be like, "Hi, how's Cam and how's Murphy?" And you're like, "Oh,
what about? No.
Do I know you?
Do I know you?
Do I know you?
Have we met in real life, IRL?"
Anyway,
No.
that's my Ricky's Rec for this week.
That was a good one. I like
It's
that.
good. It's
Thank you.
important. It's an important one to tell.
It's an important one. It is.
Yeah,
It
it
is.
is.
So I have.
It's a very Gemini thing, by the way.
See, you're welcome. You're welcome.
It was a very good one. I like that a lot. I do have our good friend, Mr. Bobby Day's joke of the week for you. Are you guys ready for it?
Yes.
Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
So, how do you eat a hard drive? One bite at a time.
You know
God,
what
I
gets
love
me?
him so much.
It's his little laugh at the end.
So much.
Jesus Christ. They just never get better, though.
He's been on for Saw for the last couple of days.
Has
He
he?
has.
It's such a joy.
Oh, I love him.
You never know
Yeah.
what's going to come out of his mouth, you know?
You never know what's going to come out. It could be Senor Leduc.
The thing is, he just used to keep going. Like, I'd drive.
Excellent at
I'd go
it.
to the White Room.
He'll break everyone on stage, but he'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm just going to give everyone the Senor Leduc. So, like, there's a scene, obviously, when he's the trick in Act 2 is the first rehearsal scene, and he starts going up on his spiel and talking, and by the end of the sentence, I think it says, like, "Isn't this a worthy goal, Monsieur Leduc?" And Bobby, on that special day, he stumbled his way through the speech, and it was like and we knew something. We were like, "Oh, this isn't going so cute today." And then he went, "Isn't this a worthy goal, Senor Leduc?" And we were like, "Senor, where are we right
Where
now?"
the fuck are you from? Are we in
amazing
Madrid?
because He's so old school that it keeps the plot. Like, he tells the story. He just changes the words, and it's
but like the scene was over because everybody literally turned up stage and all you could see was shoulders going everywhere.
It was gold. It was gold.
Comedy genius.
Yeah.
Comedy genius.
Bobby Day.
genius. It's so good. He's so good.
Well, that brings us to the end of part one. We're going to call it part one because obviously we're going to come back and do another one.
Yes.
La première part.
La première part.
Oui.
Thank you so much for joining us, Miss.
Thank
Ashley
you,
Loren.
boys.
Lovely to
I
see
miss
you,
guys
Ashley.
so
Lovely
much.
to see you.
Yeah.
So fun. It
Do
feels
miss
like
you.
just coffee
Miss
and
you.
wine with friends.
It's crazy. Like, it feels like we're just back at work, but we're not. Do you know what I
I
mean?
know, we're just in your room.
I know. In my little cubby
On your
hole.
little floor.
I love technology. Look at this.
On the Duke Santiago floor, needy floor.
Oh,
You know. Ugh.
So everyone go about their days as they would. Enjoy.
yeah.
been a pleasure, as always.
Happy Sunday. Stay cool.
Have lovely
Thank you for
times.
listening, everybody. And,
All right. Love you guys.
Love you and love the listeners. And I'm just going to stop recording and then we can carry on chatting. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for joining us.